Yeah, Adumara, once way. Good. Yeah, I see. Good evening, listeners, and thanks once again for receiving us in your homes with your hearts laugh as we continue in our studies of keys to the kingdom. As usual, it's a great pleasure. We understand we are studying together. When we have shared our thoughts, you also have the opportunity to share your thoughts, and we also learn from you. Thank you very much.
Wonderful, Yamuna, Joe, and you so. Now, say, Debiano, a day, who are saying, Jatum say, yes, dear, Yamicha dear, you my same from Bremono. Yenya, a can be a moso more quanya say, won't bremobi. Na, yes, you be a fremo. Yadamuna, I say.
Listeners, today being Mother's Day, we wish to take this opportunity to wish all mothers a happy Mother's Day.
Order for a ne a year, and na, and ye mammy, or more dano. And ye say, ye money, and it ye a da. Yes, Yami, Ninshira, and in a home ding, Emma woman.
We know, thinking about mother, we easily go to the person who carried the seed in the womb, and after 9 months or the stipulated time for that soul, according to God's schedule, comes out of the body a born baby. But motherhood also goes beyond that to go to all who care for life in any form whatsoever.
Therefore, baby, you know, ye can say it na ya dream echo dear offer wo ewo ye fun kopim ebra onyankopon ema wo asana ye wo eba asase so nenso ye ka ena echen saa ena eye de okura abodi biara ewa asase so.
A mother is one who cares about the well-being of others, that finds his way or her way into their presence.
Ena eye dia ohwe afufuro obi biara oba na kwemu na ohwe no se bibia ekototin ewo na brabo no sa nipa no na efe no ena.
A mother, and a good one, of course, is one who goes around seeking to find solutions to the children's problems.
Yeka enanso a enapa na die ochin na ohwe ne ma anase afufuro ehawo ohwehwe asiakwan anase osiano ema omo ehawo dia odibebo wo nyina.
Happy Mother's Day to all motherhood of life.
Di ene yema obi biara otesa no yema no eda ewi edi aso hom ema no se nyankopon ehira na onya enijie.
With a heart full of love for the care of life as a mother or as mothers, we like to continue in our discussions concerning the well-being of our youth.
Na odoa ashe yakuma muma enintino ewo ena ekwanso no yɛpɛ ene yɛka yɛmmɛbono ɛho asɛm.
It is a cry of a mother for the security or the safety of the child that pushed us onto this program to be talking about what to do to save our youth.
Odofo enapa bi eson ena ekanya yen se yetimi eba efidi kase yeso na yeka dia yebetimi aya yedi beboa yemmebono.
So as we continue in these discussions, yes, it is also part of a Mother's Day celebration to think about the well-being of our youth.
Enti yetua dia yekanye anase yenkomoye eso no na agotaya etachi ense yehwehwe yemmebono omuye yo.
I just we want to say a big thank you to you for holding the forts in discussions last 2 weeks as you played the previous presentation we did on forgiveness and the troubles it can cause if we do not forgive. We thank you for staying or holding the fort for us. And we want to say if there are probably some questions that came up that we need to address, then we'd like to hear it and address it before we move on.
Yenya bema adjuster asida kesie enkomo wo se na otwe a etwemu yi yetimi amba na enso ohweye ebo dia yeye etwemu na yepese yebie akwanyan yeda wase na yensan so eka se wo mu a efreye se asebise bi ewo ho a yebesere se yebetimi ayi anu ansana yatoa program no eso.
So do you have anything pending that we needed to address? No. Okay. Thank you very much. Tevia amigos, special greeting to you. You called me to commend the program last week, and we are here today. We hope you are still listening to us, and thanks to all listeners who have been following us in the discussions. We know your heart's love is a concern for all of us.
Yenua bema Tevia amigos, unso asida kesie enko ema wo na reverend say ofre no se oboda baso na ene asema edibre yenyina na onim se odo awo ema yenyina nti asida kesie enko ma wo nso.
Listeners, we have talked so far about our youth and the various problems. We looked at it in general from what is happening on the world scene. We would like to now come back home, looking at it also from the perspective of what heaven has observed and some prescriptions for us to handle the issues at stake.
Odafo emre kakra etwemu yi yaka mebunu hu asem ohawa ewo mebunu eso yaka bebre ena yaka ewa ha na so eneno yepese yebohwi na yekohwe dia osura hemem enso eka efa mebunu eni wo mu hawa wo mu wo ehun asem.
For us to have a good appreciation from that perspective, we want to say once again that whatever teachings we come to present here are from the Ascended Masters, the teachings of Ascended Masters, that are released through the messengers, Mark and Elizabeth, the prophet. Whatever we have on the world scene, we present, and we also present to you what the masters have said. So the teachings of the Ascended Masters is what heaven releases to earth through the messengers, the issues at stake, and what heaven prescribes for us to do in dealing with the issues. That is the teachings of the Ascended Masters we talk about.
Therefore, the friend Ascended Masters are omuye yenuanuma omu ewo osura himemono. Womu inchire ena yebaha yeka hosem. Na yeka Ascended Masters a eni insemu a womu keka omudi afa komsheni anase komshefo the friend Elizabeth Clare Prophet eni Mark Prophet womu so ena edia yesa incheche wi. Enti se yebo sa edin no na yeka se efri osura himemu a na hye se yenwene onwo ho no wo makasa afa wo so na wo mu de insem no abraye. Enti ohawa ekoso ewuwiase eni asase so omuka hwasem na fe so dia yebeya yebetimi dia so ano ni nyina nso omuka hwasem. Enti eba memu no asem a wo ma kyereye ohawa wo ho wo ma nso so asanka de esese yeye na ya so ohawo no ano.
Listeners, there are cosmic beings or great souls for ease understanding in the heaven world who are called sponsors of youth. That is their reference name, sponsors of youth. They are very great beings in the spiritual kingdom.
Therefore, yewo amansan edombe ewo hono mu potokasa mu efro mu cosmic beings na womu ena omu ehwe eboa emebunu yefro mu sponsors of youth. Dia omu aka efa ohawa ewo mebunu no hunu asem na yeba beka no.
So sponsors of youth are those in the heavenly world who are concerned or who take charge. Their responsibility is to see to the well-being of the youth.
Eninti amansan ebuafo yi ananse amansan enipadomi a omuwo osura himemu yefro mu cosmic beings yi. Womu ena ehwe ho se yebua emebunu se emebunu omubehwe na yaso omuhawo ano. Womu asema mukaye ena yediba betujai.
So if we say sponsors of youth in this discussion, we are actually calling the name of some heavenly beings.
Eninti yeka se sponsors of youth anase amansan edomo a wo osura himemu yebo omudin na yeka womu a omuwo osura himemu asem.
We are going to look at a report that has been released by sponsors of youth some years back concerning the situations of our youth on the planet.
Ye babeka asema wo mudi etudwa efie bebebi a etwemu efa emebunu hu asemene dia ekoso ewo emebunu no abrabomu ewo wiase.
Friends, we as human beings on this planet, in one form or the other, go before God and present our problems to God. Whether we are aware consciously or not, we appear before the great ones every day, at least, if nothing at all. If you don't open your mouth and talk, by the time you go to bed and you are sleeping, your soul is on flight, and it does happen that we go before God with our concerns and our complaints.
Odafo, me kyerɛ wo sɛ, de bia ebre bia. Yɛmo wɔ hɔ bebree a yɛwɔ hɔ a yɛde yɛ haw ɛkɔto Onyankopɔn anim ɛwɔ ɔsoro ahemma mu. Wonimo, ebre bia ebi wɔ hɔ no mu a wokɔda a wokura etimi ɛbɔ hwee ɛkɔ soro ahemma mu ɛde ɔhaw a wowɔ ɛkɔto ɔsoro ahemma mu Onyankopɔn anim ɛwɔ hɔ.
When we say the Great White Brotherhood, we are actually talking about the heavenly beings who are working hand in hand with human beings on earth. The two sides together form what is called the Great White Brotherhood.
Odafo, you can't be a friend of Great White Brotherhood now. Ye ka ye nwanu mo wo soro aheme mu a wo mu ni ebinimu ɛwɔ asase so abomu o maka mo tuma abomu na wo mu eye dwuma nyame kwan so ɛboa odipa daseni anase adasama.
So you have the ascended masters, the angels, the cosmic beings in heaven, and a doorway has been opened by dispensation for some of them to interact with human beings on earth, releasing messages or teachings through messengers. And then we on earth, whoever on earth decides to go along with them and to work hand in hand with them, together forms the Great White Brotherhood.
Odafo, ye nuanom a owo osoro ahemma mu, ene osoro abofo, ene de from cosmic beings no. Odafo, akwanyan aba se wo mu betimi ene onipa daseni ewa asase so edi nkita ho. Enti Onyankopɔn ebie saa akwanyan omo wo the from messages wo mu edi wo hu ato ho se omo ni wo mu ebedi dwuma. Eniti nipa omo di omo epe edi ato ho se ye ni wo mu ebeye dwuma aboa adasama no wo mu eka bom a abofo no ye nuanom nso ka ho, cosmic beings nso eka ho, uka wo mu nyina ebom a ene ye frɛ Great White Brotherhood no.
So the Great White Brotherhood is made up of heaven and earth in collaboration.
Enenti ye ka Great White Brotherhood na osoro ahemma mu eni nipa ewa asase so ena aka bom.
Everything that happens on this earth is recorded by a heavenly being called the Keeper of the Scrolls.
Odafo, bibi biara esi ewa asase so, bibi biara ekoso ewa asase so, obi wo honum a ochoro ni nyina. Ni adia ochoro no ye frɛ no the Keeper of the Scroll. Edin eno no.
So the Keeper of the Scroll is always jotting down every detail of things happening on the planet.
Enenti bibi biara ekoso ewo soro ahe ewo asase so no, the Keeper of the Scroll no ono en ochoro ni nyina, ochoro bibiara.
So in this instance, the sponsors of youth have put into consideration all the reports that have been conducted based on what the Keeper of the Scroll has written, what the ascended masters and archangels has also come up with, and the input that we souls in embodiment have made, that is, the complaints at our level that we have put before God at our soul level, all these have been put together, which forms the basis of the report by the sponsors of youth concerning our youth.
Odavo, ye can sponsors of youth here asemwa womu eka efa imebunu ehu asemono. Enye odipa baako ejuma. Odavo, the keeper of scroll na ye kan ho asem said dia ochoro dia ekoso wasase so nyina no. Ninsema ochoro oye egu ho. Afe nso ascended masters no nso omunhwehwemu a omu aye ene de omu so eka efa ho. Afe nso yen onipa daseni nso a yete asase so ohawo eni kwadada ne abrebrese obreyi nsem ye yempa bo nyina a akọ Onyankopon enim no omaka ni nyina abom ena ehumwaye ena omwatworo ewo saa mpensempensemu no ama odipada seni.
So friends, at the inner level, those of humanity who choose to so do interact with heaven in cooperation to deal with issues on this earth. Because there might be somebody on earth who is the authority to invite heaven into the earth to do anything.
Odafo, ye wo onipada seni anase nkofo bebre e wa asase so a huhum no omuni soro himemu edi ekitahodie ebre bia. Esanse esese obi ewa asase so na wetimi efre Onyankopon anase soro himemu aboafo eba asase so se ohaw bi ewo ho a.
So when we are talking about working at inner levels, it simply means that at the outer mind, seeing yourself down here, you may not even consciously know that you are actually at big business with God in the salvation of this earth. But in your spirit, you would have been interacting with God to feed God with the troubles on this earth and the need for assistance.
Odafo, dia ekoso ede se obi ebebetimi awo asase so unemu afemo no onim empo se oni Onyankopon ewo kitahodie na so huhum no ni sunsum abrebia ehwe de ekoso ewo asase so ena odi ehu reportu enwa se ekọ Onyankopon nim a Onyankopon edini edi dwuma abrebia ewo huhum.
So what the sponsors of youth are reporting our situations on this earth is based on the records of all the things that have gone on this earth that has been put down by the keeper of the scrolls, the ascended masters' viewpoint of the things going on, and what souls on this earth have complained before God.
Odafo enti dia yefro omo sponsors of youth eka efa de ekoso ewo yemmebunu no abrabomu ehu report omo dia ba no se na eka no enye onipa bako edwuma o se eye dia keeper of scroll no ono atworo ato ho se niema sei e na ekoso ewo asase so watworo ni nyina ego ho ena yewo ascended masters no so a omo ye nuanom a omo wo soro ahemem no womu nso dia omo nim efa ho na womu so akire womu adwen ewo ho na fe nso akra ewo asase so no womu sun eni womu paibo a womu dia kọ Onyankopon animu efa mmebunu eho no ɛno ɛna wɔn aka ne nyinaa ɛbom ɛna wɔn de wɔn ho anosɛm aba atiasefoɔ anaasɛ wɔn nneɛma atiasefoɔ sɛ yɛnhwɛ na yɛndi ho dwuma.
So, listeners, we are taking time to help all of us get this point right, because as a researcher, before you come out with a research finding, you are required to showcase how you went about your research, the authenticity of the data that you are using, before you come to how you are going to be analyzing the report, and also whether somebody has done such a work before. All this come to play. So we want to make sure that the report which is being brought to us, the data that was analyzed before the report came, we want to convince ourselves as to the sources of those data. That is what we are doing at this stage.
Therefore, the yɛkan sisi a nyinaa ne nkyekyimu a yɛma nyinaa gyina so a yɛde yɛ saa ne nyinaa ne sɛ obi biara a w'adwuma ɛyɛ sɛ woyɛ nhwehwɛmu mpɛnsɛmpɛnsɛmu no na wodi ɛho report ɛbɛba no ɛsɛ sɛ wokyerɛ kwan a wofa so ɛyɛ saa nhwehwɛmu no nyinaa. Afei gyina so a wowɔ anaasɛ beebi a wonya wo nsɛm no nyinaa efiriyɛ ansa na wode ɛyɛ wo mpɛsɛmpɛsɛmu no ɛwɔ sɛ wode ne nyinaa etu dwa sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a yɛbɛtumi ahwɛ sɛ asɛm a woka no yɛbɛtumi de yɛn ho ato so ɛsan sɛ nsɛm no a wo pɛnsɛmpɛsɛmu no ɛfiri beebi a ɛyɛ ade a yɛbɛtumi de yɛn ho ato so anaa ansa na abansa ɛne nti sɛ yɛkyerɛkyerɛ ne nyinaa emu a abotaeɛ nti a yɛkyekye mu no ɛnie.
Listeners, I believe at this stage, with our little Bible knowledge, we know that there is somebody who, in the Bible, there's somebody who keeps record of everything that goes on in our lives.
Therefore, baby, you was sisi a akoi anye hwee mpo no ye nyinaa ye nim efa tronkrokron ne mu ese bibi biara ekɔ so ɛwɔ yabrabɔ mu no obi wɔ hɔ a ɔtworo ɛto hɔ ɛma Nyankopɔn.
We are told in the children's story very easily that on one page when you do good, it is written here. Another page when you do bad, it is written there. So there's a record of everything that is going on this earth, in our lives as individuals, all true.
Yeye nkwala no, omo kire yen se uye papa yetro ekọ benkum na uye bone nso a bebi wo ho a yetro ne nyina egu. Enti no ye nyina yanya saa ntiase no egidi se bibi biara obi biara eye ewa asase so no yetro ne nyina egu ho.
So the keeper of the scroll has put down all the things that have happened on this earth for all this while. Now somebody has to sit down, take a look at the record, and come out with some deductions, something derived from the records that have been kept, and to tell whether all is well or not.
Therefore, keeper of the scroll no onu de n'edwuma ne se otworo bibi biara ekoso otworo ni nyina na enye se enede nko de akoso mfi bebre atwemu ni nyina watworo ni nyina egu ho binsu n'edwuma no se obehwe dia ya tworo ato ho no na wafa aba efrim ehu se dia ekoso ewa asase so enie eye anase enye den ababai na efa efrimu.
So this is the nature of data analysis that we are looking at as a report that the sponsors of youth are giving us, what they have based their reports on.
Anything, Jinasua, sponsors of youth, no, ewo, and sana womode sa report ye abreyeno, any.
So, having so said, what are they telling us as their findings in this report?
Ya kind of sano, assemble and a woman can, then a woman air can.
Point one is that the unmitigated attempts of the fallen angels to interfere with the upward spiral of the culture of murder have been directed for a number of decades against the youth and incoming souls. I will explain that a bit before the tree side comes in. This is simply saying the fallen angels, the angels that fell, are seriously in business to destabilize God's people. And they have been given a free day to do whatever they like. They are not being checked. The fallen angels have got their free day. They are not being checked. And they are consistently trying to thwart the efforts of the children of God. And they are doing this through the effort to, misdirect the youth that are coming up.
Orafo, Osi, Asema Edikan, our reporter, sponsors of youth, Ediabra, Abre Adasamine, ya yewo asase so. The Edikan, and say, Wamusi, ya makwan, ama the from fallen angels, or sura bofona, Wamashia see aba asase so no. Ye ja omu ama dia womu pe ena womu ediye nyame mma se ne be ya nyame mma ebe free onyame akwan eso na we nyina no womu ye etia emebunu no se ne be ya womu betwi emebunu no efri nyame akwan so.
You see, we've been saying that if the devil wants you, the parent, and is not getting you, he will direct it at your children.
Orafo kasabi wo ha yaka aberbia se bonsam ehwehwe wo na we ni san kanwa odibefa umma eso.
So most likely your child is in trouble not because your child has done something wrong, but it is you who is the target. But because they are not getting you, they direct it to your children.
Anything no behwe na obano ebia onye hwe. Neso bonsam ehwehwe wo na ne nsan enka wo nte no odi afa wo ba no eso.
So our youth have become target because we the parents most likely are too strong for the devil, and the devil has shifted it to our innocent children.
Anything no obehwe impepi no na bonsam edi na adwen ekoye ma no so esan se yen awofo onro yen sunsun na se yeti ontimi enya yen anything no odini de odibekọ nkwala no so.
Friends, somebody puts this issue about fallen angels very interestingly this way. It may look like joke, but I think there's some seriousness behind it. It said there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought, and the dragon. At the end of the day, simple and short, the dragon was cast down. And it says, if the dragon was cast down, does it mean the battle has stopped?
Odafo obi asema oka na say efa assembly ho na ase esere kakra nanso aba wo ma esese yefa asem ne say yesi ntokwa esi e wo soro ahememu ena obofo Michael eni ni dom eni bonsam ekunye otwase no ekunye na womu epamu otwase no aba asase so na asembisa no eni se enti ye pamu otwase no anase bonsam eba asase so no ntokwa no ewie ana anwesi.
That is where we need to know that when the angels were cast down, they have continued in the battle because their joy is to go back into that kingdom. So they are still pursuing the woman and her seed. And yet, it's like the children of God are asleep thinking that all is well. That is what is meant by we have not been attempting to put a stop to the activities of the fallen angels, and they are ended up directing it at our children.
Odafo abafo no muhwe ase na ye pamu womo eba asase so no ntokwa no agoso ekoso nanso nyame ma ye wa asase so de ye ni ase ye nim mpo se ntokwa bi ekoso na ntokwa no ekoso na woma di akire emebunu no eso.
Point 2. The darkness projected against the mind, soul, heart, body, chakras, health, and sanity has been relentless. That is to say, all these their dagger that they are throwing at us, at our youth, they are pursuing it with all the zeal, non-stop. They are on attack.
Reverend, that's an I met always maybe Sasembio. Say attack no ni intokwano. Any in sema ye kan ye ebrebi etwemu efa rock music ni indroboni any isio womu kwan ya mufa so ku ntokwa ni binu no ana.
Take it from the points made here. It says attack the darkness projected against the mind.
Okay.
The soul.
Adreno.
The heart. The body. The chakras. The health. And the sanity.
Okay. Eniti osi esum kabi ayedi akire onipa da seni yadwin yekra yakuma yenipedua eba chakras na enu ni energy centers anase ahodin ebia na ewo yenipedua ne mu nyina a etimi esan echiche ahodin no etumi dia ema yenipedua no eye nipedua mu no afei ye health ya pomudini any ye sanity se wadwin mu ebeda ho ne nyina no omu akoso edi saa esum kabi epia yadwin ye kra ye kuma ye bibia.
And they are doing this relentlessly. That is, they are doing it non-stop. They are pursuing their agenda.
Na say omu koso eye we nyina na omu enjaida.
Now, their tasks begin at the moment the laws of karma assign a soul to incarnate and continue through the age of 33. That is, immediately heaven makes up the mind that this soul is going to come onto earth. From that moment, the dark one have already strategized how to deal with this soul until he even gets into the womb and gets born and grows to the age 33.
Other four sponsors of youth, almost sent back on also and said, Ebrea Nyami, I had not doing said, or cry way, a bar assassins or a small crowd where bar assassins on offices are the one. Nobody, a yes, I do not say, the crowd where ban, na bones and four also ashes or more plan. Quanya or more faso, anyway, didn't you know, copim Ebrea Ubenya age 33.
So you see, the dark ones have planned their strategy to take hold, and the question is whether we, the people of God, are abreast, also fighting a relentless fight.
Bonsanfono, wamu die, wamu atenase, na umabo umupo, etia nyamema, asembisane se, nyamema yednim.
Before God or in the sight of God, the concern is the most important people on earth before God are those who are just conceived and are in the womb, and those who are maturing through the age of 33. These people are of great concern to God, the Almighty God.
Orafo eba ewo nyame eni so a nipa wo mu hu ehia yie pa ewo nyame eni so eye wo mu a afei ena ye fa omu ewo ye fun mu eni wo mu a wo mu enyi efa afi anase wo mu fi age 33 ni mu no sa nkofo no.
And all this age group fall into what we are calling youth.
Na sa afi ewo onipa abrabo mu enu ena yefre no mmabunu.
When an individual passes the age of 33, there is what is known as the hardening of the spiral, the setting of the habit pattern of life. After this age, it is more difficult for a soul to be converted to the path of light.
Odafo, osi die wo mu no se, obi enya afi 33 years ekwa na kuma ebrim eye din eniti no eye din se sa nipa no obetimi asachra no abanyame akwanso esan se ni su ni ban ni dia oye ni nyina no edimu enya edimu ewie enti eye din so be sachra sa nipa no.
The sponsors of youth warn that the attack on youth has been so great that the state of children and youth today is at the lowest point it has ever been since the days of the fall of Atlantis, since the days of the coming of Noah. It was the desecration of the flame of holy youth that resulted in the ultimate judgment of Almighty God upon the people. So this is telling us that the condition of our youth today is so bad.
Tibia yen mebunu ewo mu sese no enye kura na ɔse tibia ye mabunu no ewo mu sesei no enye esen Noah abreso anase Atlantis abreso nyama ekoso sesei ewo ye mabunu no abrabom no eye deni ebi sida na enu enema Atlantis eseye Noah abreso no dia na esi sa abre no mpo no endu dia ekoso sesei.
Listeners, the state of our youth is of great concern, and it is one thing for the adult hardened in the ways of sin to penetrate his sin. But when that sin is transferred to innocent children and they are corrupted and allowed to be corrupted by the population, then the entire civilization must be judged. So if we, the elderly ones, in our bad ways, do not check it, and we end up transferring it to our youth, corrupting their minds, then God has no choice other than to judge all of us, like it happened in the days of Atlantis and the period of Noah.
Therefore, osi se boni ekoso ewo timemufo abrabom eni mpanyimfo abrabom na yanhwe ni ye na ye di saa boni no eko emebru no eso a na chese onipa daseni adasaman enyina no asei eniti nyankopon eni choice bia se odi na tembo ani na bofuhyiu ebeba onipa daseni eso.
Listeners, at this point we would like to pause and open the phone line, leaving a few minutes, so you may want to call in and share your thoughts or ask questions.
Last week, I'm telling them, it's your I can't say you're it's all the moment I can't chair again. You can't last year because they know what for free is cheaper. Remember, we are 5 years. And that's the meantime, no, buffer. Because of going with that 35 years. You know, if they are crash, bring crash, we be them, I'm going to public. You also shut down 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. If you get 10, if you get some more, can also go now, since you are more to go. What I said with London, where you're not, UK, the same thing. US, where you're France, the same thing. And you say, oh, any more from you. Yeah, your profession. And you know what that together, yeah. And we must see in our yard. Bring that down. You know before. You need to kill me here. Let Bob about the father, cut and mumbo.
Next week, you're to us. Next week, you're to us. I mean, go, yeah, that's a very 0240-358-182. 0240-358-182. Higher Pink 96.9 FM. Church Universal and Triumphant. You are then you been my middle school. How do you share some? You're far away, so hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. We didn't say no, Casafrin.
Mpacho mi Richard, mi friend Madina.
Where Richard is you?
Mpacho mi contribution na mi wo fa discussion na we mujina so any say. Mpacho Argentina onyakopo. Oni mi say adada funu. Oni ni tamoto. Na adenti na say okobo obi e ba wiase a dise oni no ebe bopo asana odinipa no aba wiase na odadafu no atormentino the whole of his life. Awo mene ko a se agoba ne san na se onya deliverance so a enyi
Obesai asai kura.
Hello?
Reverend Martin,
me pastor Gina Suwai.
Thank you.
Me pastor Gina Suwai.
Reverend, the question what you say? O say adem enyo kupon makwan na sa 7 AC.
Baby anka me pese me nya ntiase ne nia o kan say obi no obi bopo. That is where I wanted to get.
Okay, I don't know. Enyo nyankopon na ne obun san bopo.
Onukura ofri Madina nanka minyanka
okay,
nyane contact and asa was some review so that we
a woman said the point here is the question is about why God should allow this to happen in the first place. And the point we're making is that it is not a question of God allowing or telling the devil go and start attacking this person. But the devil, the fallen angel, has been thrown away from a juicy kingdom. Okay? And thrown away because he refused to bow before the Christ. Now, if I have been thrown away because of that, then the point is he is the evil one is consistent in his chase of God's children to destroy them. So it's not a question of God allowing it, but the person says, look, we were fighting and you think you defended me, you threw me away to hit this place, I will still continue to pursue your children. And it is you, the child, also's duty to make sure you play safe. That is why we are bringing you the knowledge.
Ose asem bisana yenua no edibeba yen no enye se onyankopon eni obi ekobopo na enye se onyankopon so amakwan na wapene so se ekoso but intokwesi ewo so ahememu ya pamu nipa no efi ho waba asase so ose medimani akire wo maso se wapamu efi ho a o ha amabedu idie se wo manso ha enti mi wo mbedi no nyonyonyo enti oni yen na esi sese no eye wo wasede se wo bo wo ban ena anase wo ye de se na wo di ne so enkunim eni nti na ye di nkyerɛkyerɛ no ebre wo se nia wo behu se bibi sei ekoso anamo a ewo se wutunie na wetimi edi sa nkunim no.
Listeners, all too soon our time is up. Next week we'll make it a bit short so that we'll leave sufficient time for your questions. Church Universal and Triumphant, our location is at SDA Junction near Mamidokno School. My number is 020-812-5078. 020-812-5078. Thank you all very much.